All right, so this is Chapter 6.2 Part B continued. So if you remember in Chapter 6.2 Part B, we learned about is over of equals percent over 100. And those problems were pretty simple. All you had to do was look for the keywords is and of and look for numbers that had percent and just put them in the right place. So today we're going to talk about problems that don't have those keywords in there, and we need a different strategy for doing those. So the other way we can look at this percent proportion is part over whole equals percent over 100. Now the important part here is to recognize that the part is always going to be smaller than the whole. The part is just a piece of the whole. All right, now you need to remember that, because one strategy when we're reading these problems is to figure out which number is going to be bigger and which number is going to be smaller. That'll help you to figure out whether it goes in the part position or in the whole position. So let's look at some examples. Here's example number 1. It says Roman has 2 red pencils in his backpack. If this is 25% of the total number of pencils, how many pencils are in his backpack? So again, our strategy is part over whole equals percent over 100. The first part is get this out of the way, because we know that that's percent. So we know that that's going to go in the percent spot. So we can write the 25 in the percent spot. Now we got to figure out if the 2 is the part or the whole. So this really takes some reading comprehension. You've got to read this and decide, is 2 just some of the pencils he has, or is that all of the pencils he has? And hopefully when you read this, you realize that it's just some of the pencils he has. It's part of the pencils that are in his backpack. Part of them are red, part of them are not. So the 2 red is part of his total amount of pencils. So we're trying to find the whole amount of pencils. Or another key word here is total. We're trying to find the total number of pencils. So just like we've been doing all along, cross multiply and divide. So you get 2 times 100, which is 200, divided by 25, and the answer is 8. So let's look at another example. Eileen and Michelle scored 48% of their team's points. If their team had a total of 50 points, how many points did they score? Again, here's that key word total. But let's first get rid of the percent part. 48%, I know that goes in the percent spot. So now I have to figure out if 50 is the whole or it's part of it. Well, hopefully you're saying that's the whole. That's how many points the whole team scored. We want to find out what part Eileen and Michelle scored. So 50 is our whole. The part that Eileen and Michelle scored are what we're trying to figure out. So we cross multiply, divide. So I'm going to put that on my calculator. 50 times 48 divided by 100, and I get 24. So Eileen and Michelle scored 24 out of the total 50 points. And one last example. A pair of sneakers is on sale as shown. This is 75% of the original price. What was the original price of the shoes? So this just takes a little thought. Again, a little comprehension on your part. Let's get this out of the way first. 75%. So we have a sale price, and we're trying to find the original price. So hopefully if you've ever gone shopping, you know the difference between the original price and the sale price. If not, I don't want to go shopping with you. So the sale price is always less than the original price. The part is always less than the whole. So we have the part of the price, the sale price. We want to find the whole price, what it originally was. So 51 is my part. I'm trying to find my whole. Again, it doesn't make sense here to think of it as part and whole. So think of this number's always less. This number's always more. The part is always less than the whole. So if you think of original price and sale price, you know the sale price is going to be less. If not, that's not much of a sale. So my smaller amount goes on top, the bigger amount will be on the bottom. Cross multiply and divide. So 51 times 100 divided by 75, and my calculator, my calculator says $68. Okay, so that's all there is for this lesson. Again, this is just a different strategy, so when you don't have a problem that says is and of, you can still come up with an answer.